What was the relationship between ARENA and the FMLN? What was the relationship between the Nationalist Republican Alliance and the Farabundo Martí National Liberation Front? This question takes us into the heart of the Salvadoran Civil War and its lasting effects. The relationship between these two groups was marked by conflict and rivalry. The Nationalist Republican Alliance, known as ARENA, was founded in 1981 by Roberto D'Aubuisson. He was a controversial figure linked to violent repression during the Civil War. ARENA served as the political arm of the Salvadoran government and military. This party received significant support from the United States, which provided training and supplies to government forces. Throughout the 1980s and early 1990s, ARENA held power in the government and the National Assembly. Alfredo Cristiani, a prominent leader of ARENA, was elected president in 1989. On the other side, the Farabundo Martí National Liberation Front, or FMLN, was formed in 1980. This coalition of leftist guerrilla groups arose as the armed opposition to the Salvadoran government. The FMLN was named after Farabundo Martí, a Salvadoran communist leader. They fought against the military-led government in a brutal civil war that lasted from 1980 until the peace accords in 1992. The FMLN received support from dissident political groups and Cuba, engaging in intense urban and rural combat. Notably, they launched a major offensive in 1989, which surprised government forces but did not succeed in taking the capital. The Civil War was characterized by extreme violence and human rights abuses on both sides. Government forces associated with ARENA were implicated in numerous massacres and acts of repression. Meanwhile, the FMLN fought as a revolutionary insurgency, seeking social and political change in El Salvador. After the war ended with the 1992 Chapultepec peace accords, the FMLN transitioned from an armed group to a legal political party. The peace process involved negotiations between the government elites, including ARENA, and the FMLN, with international mediation. The accords established new democratic rules, demilitarization, and political inclusion, allowing the FMLN to compete in elections. In the years following the war, ARENA maintained electoral dominance, winning presidential elections in 1994, 1999, and 2004. The FMLN emerged as the main opposition party, representing leftist ideals within the new democratic framework. However, tensions and rivalry continued between ARENA and the FMLN in the political arena. They often clashed over legislative leadership and policy direction. For example, in 1994, internal divisions within the FMLN led some members to support ARENA proposals in the Legislative Assembly. This caused controversy and highlighted ongoing struggles for political power. In essence, the relationship between ARENA and the FMLN was one of conflict during the Salvadoran Civil War. ARENA represented the right-wing government forces, while the FMLN stood for the leftist insurgency. After the war, they became the two main political parties in El Salvador. Their rivalry reflects broader themes in Latin American history, where revolutionary movements and conservative forces have contested the future direction of their countries through both armed conflict and political processes.